Hey guys, it's Matt with BleepinJeep.com, and today I'm building a snorkel. In this case, it's a cow snorkel, or a hood snorkel, I guess. And you would not believe how much trouble I've been having. If it's not one thing, it's another. Basically, I've bought up the entire PVC section of Lowe's and Home Depot, and trying to get this thing to work. Even though I don't need that many pieces, I had to buy a lot, just so whenever I got home, things would fit. And they didn't, and I'd have to go back and forth, blah blah blah. But hopefully it should be easier for you, because I'm going to leave the part numbers in the description below of everything that you'll need to do this on your own. In my case, I'm going to do a hood snorkel. The snorkel is going to come out of the hood like a Hummer or something like that. But if you want to do a cow snorkel, you can just route it into the cow, or however you want to do it. So before we get started, check out my website, BleepinJeep.com. We've got all the best off-road videos on YouTube, none of the boring stuff. We've got hats and t-shirts, muffler bags, flux capacitors, discount coupon codes, and more. So check it out, BleepinJeep.com. Also do subscribe to the YouTube channel and check out the Facebook page as well. Let's get started. Alright, so here is the basic concept. This isn't really an absolute how-to, because I didn't even know if this was going to work, or how it was going to work, or what pieces I was going to use, so I've kind of already started here. But let me take it apart and kind of show you what's going on here. So basically, I've already told you about this piece right here. This metal piece is what I made in a previous video called How to Modify Your Renix Intake. So you can check that out. If you have a later model Jeep, I think it was 91 and later, the throttle body already has a piece sticking out like that. And for me, I used a coupler, a 3-inch coupler, cut the coupler in half and shoved it down on there. And then off of that, what I did was put a 3-inch 90-degree angle. This is a, what do they call that? I forget what it's called, but it's a 3-inch 90, and on one end it has the coupler, and on the other end it just has a straight piece of pipe. And to clear the hood, I had to cut that way down. That's another huge problem I've been having, is trying to clear that hood, because there's not a whole lot of room there. I might end up having to put hood spacers on. It fits now, but when you rev up the engine, I'm sure that's going to come up and hit the hood a little bit. So anyway, that goes on there, and then, let's ignore that. Then I've got a 3-inch 90-degree coupler, and that goes on there. And then I've got a 3-inch to a 4-inch. Now, the reason I've upped it here is because you're going to put a filter inside this. And this is the filter that I got. This is a Spectre inline filter, and it's pretty cool because it goes inline. It doesn't take up a whole lot of room. So let me show you that here in a second. Anyway, what I've done there is added a 3 to 4 inch, and then this is a 4-inch PVC pipe. This is actually the thin wall that they use for drainage and stuff like that. Alright, so there is your pipe. Now this metal piece I didn't make. I mean, that didn't come with it. I made that, and I'll show you that in a second. But basically, your cone filter just slides right down inside the 4-inch pipe, and it seals around the edge. Now the reason I made this was to keep that cone filter straight, because if the cone filter is not straight, it's going to angle like this, and then air is going to seep around the edges. So what I did to resolve that problem was I took a bolt and I welded a cross pattern here on it, as you can see, and then I stuck that in there. And then when you put the cone filter in, it can't slide left or right, up or down. You push it back to the back and it seals pretty good back in there. Alright, so after that, oh by the way, this piece I cut to about 11 inches, I believe. And I was going to put this hose right on here, but it won't fit. It's just a little bit too small. So, by the way, this hose I got from O'Reilly's, and I ordered it, and it got there, you know, overnight or whatever. But this is like a 4-inch, I forget what it's called. I'll leave the part number in the description below, but this is a 4-inch hose, but it won't fit over this 4-inch pipe for some reason. And that would have been ideal to have it like that, because you're going to have to take this on and off. But as is, I had to get another one of these 3-inch to 4-inch pieces and put on this side. Now the reason I don't like that is you can't seal this up. You're going to have to take this on and off to get the air filter out. So you can't seal that. What I'm going to have to do is drill a hole here, put some screws in there, and then put some tape around it if I really want it watertight. Now, to where we're at. What I'm going to do is put this thing sticking out of the hood. I was going to have it sticking out of the cowl, but then you can't open the hood because it's so large. So I'm going to have this sticking out of the hood, and then I'll have this come up. Once again, this won't fit around this piece here, so I'm going to have to figure something out there, and I haven't quite figured that out yet. That's the problem I've been having, is everything I get, it just won't fit. So anyway, right now I'm going to go ahead and glue everything up between here and here, and I'm not going to glue this obviously because that has to come off. And then once I get that finished, we'll start working on drilling a hole in the hood. And for that, I've got a 4 1/4 inch hole saw, and this thing I got online on eBay or something for like 17 or 18 bucks, or I forget how much it was. But that's pretty neat. It kind of looks like a what do you call those? A snorkel off of one of those Rockwell vehicles. Alright, so I've marked the spot that I want the snorkel cap to go on, and I have put masking tape down. That'll help my paint so it doesn't chip all over the place. And I've marked the spot. Now I'm going to drill pilot hole first. Alright, so here goes nothing. I sure hope this is the right spot. Oh-ho! Time for Big Mama. Alright. That's going to be pretty awesome, I think. Alright, it's starting to rain, but I'm going to push on. Hopefully you guys can hear me. What I'm going to do now is attach this snorkel topper to the Jeep on the hood, and to do that I've drilled 4 holes into this and 4 corresponding holes into the hood. The way I did that was I put this through the big hole, I drilled up through the hood and through here so that the holes would line up. Now I've got some washers, and I bought some spacers and some bolts. So this is going to go just like this, and then that'll be the hood right there, and then I will put the bolts through and attach a nut on the back side, and that should space it up off of the hood so that air can come up underneath here. So before I do that, I probably need to figure out the length that I want to cut it here. Before I cover all that up, though, I want to make sure it doesn't rust, and to do that I'll just hit it with some paint real quick. Alright, I'm going to try something here. I've got, what I did was I cut lines all down the edge of this, then I took some pliers and I bent them in a little bit, if I can just get this over the top, all I need to do is get it on there once. I can clamp it down and then leave it that way. Let's see if it's going to work. Oh, that's going to be a pain in the butt. Somehow, I'm going to have to get my arm up through there and install the nuts on the back with a wrench. Oh God. It's a good thing I bought these shorty wrenches. If you have a large arm, you might want to have a friend help you with this. Alright, this sucker is dry now. We should be able to put this in here and put everything together and fire this sucker up. Once I make sure everything's going to work out good, I will paint this PVC, make it look nice and black. Put my filter in there. And I'm going to need to cut this down a little bit. Probably stretch it out as far as it'll go there. Cut it, and then when it compresses, when it closes, it'll compress. If I leave the whole length on there, it's got a little too much. Won't quite compress that far. Alright, now the test is, will the hood close? It's going to be a bummer if it doesn't. There we go, let's see. I'll look right here to see if that pops up. What do you know? I think it worked. Alright, well the hood closes, and as you can see the hose goes right into the spot that I wanted it to. Everything's looking really good, but I'm not done yet because I still need to attach this engine vent back into the intake here, and I also want to make a blow-by catch at the same time. Alright, so I want to get this plastic piece into that hole. I didn't quite have the right drill bit for that, but I had used the closest one. Instead of trying to fit this into there though, I bought this, which I'm also going to use, but I'm going to use this to thread it so that it'll be a lot stronger than the plastic. But it's still not quite big enough, so I'm going to take just a regular drill bit, open it up a little bit. Once I get that just large enough, I'll use this kind of like a tap and die and try and thread it in there, see what happens. Alright, so now that I've got that tapped, all I need to do is take this hose coming off the engine here and put it back into the intake. Alright, and the last thing that I want to do is add a heat shield. I'm a little concerned because this is thin wall PVC right here. I'm concerned that that's going to get a little hot sitting on top of the engine there. And what I've got for that is this license plate, this old license plate. What I think I'll do is I'll bend that around and attach it here at the top, and that will just act like a heat shield and suck some of the heat off of there and keep it away from melting this plastic. The other concern I've got is right here, and I'm not sure, this is pretty thick PVC, Schedule 40. I'm not sure if that is going to be a problem, but only one way to find out, right? Alright, now we'll just slide on the heat shield here. There we go. I've also got two 4-inch hose clamps on there, and we'll tighten those down. There's two other things that I didn't show you, and that is this little metal bracket that I made here just to kind of hold everything up, keep it from sliding around. I just bent a little piece of flat bar and welded it onto this piece, which was already here. And also I cut out a little groove right here because whenever I tapped that plastic piece into the side there, it needs a little clearancing to be able to slide on. And that's about it. Alright, so here's the point where I know a bunch of you are saying, that looks like crap. But you know what? I don't really care what it looks like. It does look a lot better with the black paint, but this is a zombie apocalypse vehicle. It's function over form. As long as it works, that's all that matters to me. Besides, the PVC and the license plate give it character. The license plate has letters showing now that says BMF. You know what that means? Bitches, motherfucker. Bowel movement. Fuck. But if you wanted to make this correctly out of silicone and aluminum, you could do that. There's a website online that you can order it from. I'll leave that in the description below. But you're going to have to order it, then you're going to have to wait a week, then you're going to have to get your parts, try to assemble them. Whatever you're missing, you're going to have to order again, wait another week. By the time you do that, you might as well have spent the $500 on an actual snorkel. Alright, so much talking. I think it's time for a test drive. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the website BleepinJeep.com. We've got all the best off-road videos on YouTube, none of the boring stuff. We've got hats and t-shirts. Well, not like this one. BleepinJeep t-shirts. We've got stickers and all kinds of other cool stuff. So check it out, BleepinJeep.com. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel right here and check out the Facebook page as well. Leave your comments below and we'll see you next time. It's freaking cold in here.